has God moved 1 millimeter off his throne? Has he given up 1 ounce of control in this world? No. And I think it's high time Christians started acting like it. I have this burning passion as your pastor for our church, at least CCV, that man, when the world is going crazy, Christians would be the most steady and settled people on planet Earth. Philippians 4:6, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition. Both of those words mean prayer. Remember last week I told you, prayer is action. Don't you ever doubt it. By prayer and petition with thanksgiving, which is gratitude. God, thank you for being in control, having everything in control, and for all that you've done in my life. Present your request to God. Watch this. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Think about what we spend almost all of our time trying to control. Which one of those 4 is it? It's almost always the space inside of others. What's the second cost? It's relationally. Control leads to broken relationships all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. If you think back on your life, almost every broken relationship that you've had with a friend or a family member, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a child, it's because someone, maybe you, maybe them, tried to control. Where does self-control, to stop trying to grasp for control, come from? Galatians chapter 5. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Now, look at the word fruit. Where does fruit come from? Fruit only comes when you are connected to the vine or the tree that produces that fruit. Unless you're connected to God, you cannot have any of the other fruit. In fact, spiritually, it'll lead to a powerless faith. That's the highest cost of control, by the way. What I mean by that is you have something right now that you need changed in your life or in someone's life around you that you love, and you're not seeing any fruit. You're not seeing any movement. You have a powerless faith right now. God is not moving in your life the way you want him to move. And what is the reason? It's just like the first temptation from Adam and Eve. You're trying to control God versus surrendering to him and having faith that he can move. When you place your faith and trust fully in Jesus, nothing else in this world, that's when God moves. What we know is that what you try to control the most reveals where you trust God the least. God's always been in control. And he will continue to be in control. And we have to trust his control. What is the high cost of control if you don't learn to trust God? It's these 3 things. It's that personally, you'll be exhausted and anxious for the rest of your life. Anybody remember COVID? You're freaking out. Some of you lost relationships. You have broken relationships to this day because you lost your mind. And spiritually, so many of us struggle with our faith when we just can't trust that God has this thing under control. So what is the answer? We got to surrender.